What up, Pod Squatters? I'm Anita Wong.
And I'm Tiffany Lee.
We're investors, real estate agents, and the co-hosts of SARE Ladies, the girl power arm of subtle Asian real estate.
Every episode will feature funny, casual conversations with dope AF participants killing it in the real estate game. But also mostly people like you and me, just trying to figure it out. Stay for the drama and lulls. We're not pulling any punches.
But first, a quick SARE Ladies announcement. Hey SARErority Sisters and Pod Squatters! Anita and I are planning our first sorority girls weekend in Dallas, Texas this November. We'll be bringing you more tailored education, more female-driven networking opportunities, more fun activities, and of course, more deals in Dallas. So if you'd like to be kept in the loop on all our sorority field trip updates, DM Anita Wong or Tiffany Lee through the Subtle Asian Real Estate Facebook page with your email address, and we'll add you to our exclusive mailing list. Hope to see you in Dallas! Now on to the show.
Hey, Pod Squatters! SARE Ladies is kicking off a new episode format called our SARErority Series, which format investors are BIGs, for those of you that are familiar with Greek life, and newbie or novice investors are LILs. So today for our pilot episode, we're talking short-term rentals and flips with BIG-Vivian Yip. Vivian!
Hey.
Say hi. And LIL-Chi Walsh.
Hey, Chi.
Hi, everyone.
And Tiffany, tell us a bit about our esteemed guests.
Sure, Anita. So today we've got the better half of two real estate power couples. Sorry, that's my dog in the background joining us today. So our big today is Vivian Yip, who alongside her husband, James, co-created a YouTube channel, Austin House Flippers, to educate their viewers with tips and tricks to become successful at house flipping. The couple started their first short-term rental in 2019 and now hold a mix of 11 doors consisting of active flips, long-term rentals, midterm rentals, and short-term rentals. Combining multiple strategies enabled this husband-wife duo to quit their high-paying corporate jobs and live the life they designed on their own terms. Vivian and James are now working on their 25th project and started a new business venture in midterm rentals at corporaterentalsaustin.com. In their downtime, Vivian and James love to travel and spend quality time with their two kids doing sports or wake surfing at the lake. Ugh, I love an athletic family. They are avid scuba divers and hardcore foodies who love to try new restaurants and recipes at home. Say hi, Vivian.
Hi, thank you for the warm intro. I really appreciate that.
Of course, of course. So matching up with Vivian today, we have our LIL-Chi Walsh, who describes herself as a regular gal who is a data analyst by day, working part-time for a broker as a real estate assistant, and the rest of the time managing her first midterm property, as well as soon-to-be short-term rental property. She's hoping to use real estate to retire early with her husband, Jeff. The couple got their start in real estate investing after scraping together funds and pulling the trigger on their first house. And they're now looking to stabilize their midterm and short-term rentals. The couple is looking to acquire more cash-flowing properties in the future so they can eventually substitute their current W-2 income and quit their full-time jobs and be like Vivian and her husband. So say hi, Chi.
Hi.
So we think Vivian will make a great sensei for Chi today as her sorority big. So let's just jump right into it. With Chi, your first question, and what about you? And take it away, Chi.
Yeah, absolutely. So we just closed on our second property. So what we're doing with the first one right now is we're just gonna midterm rental it. And the first issue that I ran into is I have never done this before, so I'm just trying to figure a way out to make it work. So I literally throwing at the wall every single strategy that I can. I decided to do a short term, midterm, rent by the room, travel nurses, and then also at the same time, like insurance. Because I was so happy that I found an insurance adjuster, and they were actually wanting to rent the room and not rent the room, rent the whole place, and just kind of like, hey, I want to, have your property on my list for, customer next time. So I'm like, okay, this is amazing. But I learned very quickly that because I keep throwing things at the wall, it ended up that a lot of things stick. And I basically kind of shoot myself in the legs. And well, I have an opportunity to rent it out the entire house. But then I have someone at the same day who just finished signing a contract for one room. So I lost out from renting from the, renting the entire place. So yeah, as of right now, we just kind of try to make it work, renting out the rest of the room. And yeah, so I guess I'm just here to, learn more about Vivian's experience, especially now that she is in the midterm rental business. I'm super excited for her. And yeah, just kind of want to be here and ask her experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say, first of all, that you're not alone in trying to figure out what sticks, because I've been there before. And I just, sometimes I feel like I'm still doing that, but I definitely have created borders around what I want. And I'm, when I remind myself, when the opportunity comes, does it fit within my border? If yes, then let's talk about it. If no, then it's out of the question. So one of the determining factors for me was I also considered renting by the room. But when I realized, like, do I really want to manage a door in a property? Do I want to manage a potential roommate situation? Do I want to manage turnovers? Will someone come clean one bedroom? Is that worth their time? Those are the kind of the questions that I asked myself, whether or not I wanted to manage that. And I said, the answer was no. So it was very clear to me after a while of pondering that that's not the direction I wanted to go. But I also think you're doing a really great job in networking, right? Talking to insurance adjusters and getting, being top of mind for them. That is so important. Like, the reason why I'm at 100% occupancy with my midterm rentals, and I have 6 of them, is because I have those relationships. But I work really hard at that, but putting yourself in front of people, being top of mind is step number 1.
Yeah, I definitely learned it recently because I was literally like soliciting people
Yeah.
to just get the property in front of, either potential guests or, whatever person who could potentially rent out the place. So yeah, it's definitely me getting out of my comfort zone. And yeah, like now I'm like, I don't mind just like giving people a call and just, like, hey, like, want to rent this house? Like,
yeah. And it means, because you're a real estate assistant, so you have already a reputation in that brokerage, right? Like, people know who you are. So if you just say to them, like, hey, I have a property, maybe put a poster up and say, this is great. It features these things and it's close to these employers. If you have a customer, a client that's remodeling, building a house, they have an insurance claim that they're working on, hey, think of me, because I would like to rent this home to you. And on top of that, I'll send you some TIFF treats or something.
Oh yeah, that's such a good idea.
Austin TIFF treats is like the best warm cookie delivery.
Oh yeah, I remember that's what my lender did to me. I mean, not did to me, but that's what they give me after I got pre-approved with them.
Right.
It just came them out of nowhere. They're like, yeah, I heard a doorbell, and then there's a TIFF treat box right over there. I'm like, what? Who is sending this? And I open it up, like, congratulations on your pre-approval. Like, I have never thought of that. Such a great way to market yourself.
Yeah, and I found that the easier you can be to do business with, the more people will return.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? That's what I'm working on too. But that's that's the element of my business model.
I guess my question would be, how are you planning to make your process, I guess, or your business easier to consumer?
So I find that there's a couple of major players out there in the midterm market. You have Furnish Finder, which is pretty inconsistent because they're just using iCal imports to manage people's calendars, or they have to manually adjust their dates. So you really don't know whether or not the property is available. And oftentimes the client side, their budgets, at least in Austin, top out at about $1,600 to $1,800 a month.
Yep.
Right? That's less than market rent here.
I learned it very quickly. Furnish
Right.
Finder is not working out for me.
Exactly. People will be like, oh, is Furnish Finders worth it? I'm like, it's worth it if you're willing to accept an $1,800 a month.
Right.
Or it's worth it if you're, 10 minutes or less to a hospital. Okay. The other alternative is Airbnb. But have you ever tried to look for a monthly rental on Airbnb? It's not a very good navigation system at all.
Yeah.
Right. There's Verbo as well, but Verbo is not highly utilized in this market.
Yeah, no.
So my strategy is a domain name, www.corporaterentalsaustin.com.
That's such a great domain. Who wouldn't like forget that? Like,
I mean, it checks off all the SEO basics, right?
Exactly.
So I bought that domain. I literally just woke up one day. I'm like, how am I going to manage all my midterm rentals? I'm like, you know what? I should buy a domain. So I did. And now I'm building a direct booking engine in the back end. I've hired a company out of the UK. I've made the investment towards it because after all, when I think about it, my properties generate, about $194,000 a year in revenue. So putting that $5,000 into a direct booking engine that's not attached to any PMS system is really important to me, because if I decide to change a PMS system, I don't want my booking system to disappear. If I get kicked off of Airbnb, I don't want all my clients to disappear. I wanted something else I can capture outside and just reduce my risk. So I'm currently in the works. I'm probably 3 weeks out from my booking engine being available. So on top of that, I'm going to invite hosts like you to come in and market. And we're targeting those people with the $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 budgets. We're not aiming for that $1,800 budget because that's just not doable here.
Yeah. So I guess I'm just curious, how would the renting out process would it be? Would you handle that part, or you were just gonna let people market their property there, and then, hosts would do their own contract and that sort of thing?
That's a good question. I haven't figured that out fully yet. Yeah. I'm thinking about it daily, very often, trying to figure out how that business model works. It could be, a multi-dimensional strategy. It just depends. Like, do I really want to be in a hotel business, or do I want to be in a listing business? So I'm trying to understand my own boundaries and going through that process of the yes and no, whether it fits my box. Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah. Okay. I guess my second question would be, what do you wish you knew before getting into this furnished rental business?
I wish I knew that furnished rentals were as lucrative as they are, because, our foundation of real estate investing is buying really distressed homes and adding value back to them and increasing the after repaired value significantly. And we hear about the BRRRR strategy all the time, where you buy, renovate, rent, refinance, and repeat. But with the Austin market the way that it was, we couldn't get the kind of rents we needed to cover a new loan. So flipping was really the only exit strategy that I knew of. But looking back, I wish I knew the midterm strategy, and maybe timing's everything. Maybe there wasn't a market back then. But if I had known that I could just furnish it and rent it out and actually at least break even and keep the asset, because our properties, we'd buy them at 350, we'd sell them at like 525, and now they're worth over 700, and that's just over 2 years. So if I knew how to keep them, I would have. But I mean, I don't regret much. So I'm glad that I had the learnings, and I will continue to try and do this moving forward.
I think that's like the best thing about real estate is, like, there's no way we would learn unless we're doing it. I would never learn about all these things, or, I don't know. It's just this whole experience has been like so mind-blowing for me. Every day is another big brain part.
I know. I love it. Like, every day is a challenge, and
Yeah.
I'm excited and inspired by something new every day. It's so great.
Yeah. I guess another question is, like, Airbnb in Austin right now seems pretty, saturated.
Yeah.
Because there's been like new booking every day. I mean, not new booking, but new listing every day. How did you future or recession proof yourself, in this market?
I personally have seen some pretty bad properties out there. I think that a lot of people just get into Airbnb because they want to cash flow positive. They see it more as a business of real estate as opposed to the business of hospitality.
Mhm.
So for me, I'm an investor, but I also really care about the customer experience. And this probably stems back to my years in corporate America at Apple, right? Like that customer experience is so important to me. I take it very personally. So what I've done is I've branded my properties with the Hestia brand. So all my properties, if they meet the certain qualifications and standardizations, I'm branding them as Hestia to differentiate themselves from other properties out there. So the Superhost status is an Airbnb thing. The Hestia status is my brand. And what that means is that, like, when you show up on my property, you're not going to have lumpy, gross beds. You're not going to have dirty pillows. You're going to have a clean environment. You're going to have secure garage parking, washer and dryer. It's going to be pet friendly, fenced backyard, all those things. Like when you walk into a JW Marriott hotel or a Four Seasons, there's a level of standard that you expect when you walk in there. With Airbnb, just like the Superhost status, you generally get a level of comfort there, but I still feel like I'm differentiating myself so that I can withstand the competition by not just being some everyday investor. I'm actually a branded property that cares about having organic shampoo. I have a house manager that takes care of all of our maintenance issues. Just I'm a host that cares.
That's definitely, I think I can align myself to you on that. I think that's what I'm aiming to do. I guess like the way I'm trying to do it is I'm trying to be the host that has like reasonable price, but I'm treating the property and treating the guests not like a slumlord. Because like I guess I've been as a Gen Z who, just graduated recently and, just started making some amount of money. Like when I travel, I guess I don't want to pay that much, but at the same time, I want to like pay something that within my budget, but at the same time, like not disgusting. I've been to places where like you pay bottom of the barrel, but then the quality, like that listing shouldn't even be on Airbnb. Like you see cockroach running in the house.
Yep.
And then bathroom wasn't being cleaned completely. You share a bathroom with people, but the people who stay there, they're not really like, they don't have that standard to keep the place at a minimum cleanliness.
Yeah.
So I think I'm trying to aim for like, okay, I wouldn't be too budget friendly, but it makes sense. I guess not make sense, but like I guess try to make it reasonable. But at the same time, I'm gonna give you that cleanliness and like be actually like showing you my hospitality.
Yeah.
So I guess like, that's what I'm trying to aim for. But
yeah, I think there's plenty of people in this market in Austin that are willing to pay for quality. If you look at the average income per family here, it's pretty high. It's like more than 80 grand. In some areas, it's like 120, depending on which part of town it is, right? So I think people are willing to pay for not stained beds, and not hair in the bathrooms, and I think people, and not poop in the yard from someone else's animal, So I think people are willing to pay for that kind of quality if you can deliver it.
I guess like my issue is like I'm so scared of the vacancy.
My gosh, yes. I mean, midterm rentals are not for the faint of heart because some people book the day of. Okay, so I have a very good friend of mine. She flipped a house, staged it, and did not get any traffic in the last month and a half, 2 months. So she said, Vivian, you need to help me. let's get it listed on Airbnb. I'll just end up refinancing. I'll buy it, but I need to cash flow on it. So let's put on Airbnb. I said, but are you ready? It's like, well, I'm able to rent my furniture from my stager. So yes, from the furniture standpoint, I'm ready, but I don't have anything else. I was like, okay. So I set everything up for her. I said, you have 3 days to get it ready if you have a booking. She's like, okay, no problem. Within 12 hours, we got a booking for the same day. That guest wanted to check in that evening. And I said, can you wait till Saturday? Because we don't have the internet up and running yet. So luckily, I was able to negotiate for them to check in on Saturday. The caveat is I said I would pay for their midterm cleaning and I would pay for their move-out cleaning.
Wow.
Right? So just to keep them on the hook, right? And they agreed to it, and they're moving on Saturday. But like, I mean, midterm rentals, people just come last minute and find something. It's crazy. Like I would never do that because I like to know where I'm going.
Yeah, I'm a planner too. I can't.
Others, right? And I find a lot of my bookings are last minute.
Yeah, that's what I'm starting noticing too. So with my situation, I was having an empty September. And then like a week ago, it booked, like the entire house is booked. And I'm like, what is happening? But then I guess I just get so excited that one is finally booked. But then I also understand their situation too. One was like, we didn't realize that they didn't realize that they can visit their friend this time of the month. So it was just kind of like a rushed trip for them. And then the other person was like, my husband just got an job offer. We need to move to Austin ASAP. So I was like, oh, okay, this is amazing. So I think my mentality as of right now is kind of at the point where I'm trying to get used to last minute things.
Yeah.
But
can I tell you how to shelter yourself from the risk?
Yeah, please.
Invest in multifamily.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the reason why I say this is I have a duplex that luckily I bought it just as COVID hit, but my monthly payment on that is $2,200, and that's including property taxes, right? Insurance is a little bit separate, but when you have a duplex, if you can constantly keep one side rented or the other side rented, you're sheltering yourself from the income loss.
So
even if one is vacant and then the other one is booked, you're still able to pay the bill. In a single family,
you can't do that.
You can't do that.
Yeah. So that's the issue that I'm going in right now.
Yeah.
So say for example, the duplex case, are you renting it out long term on one side?
I used to,
break even.
But when my proof of concept proved itself that there was a market for midterm rental, I changed the other side. Well, the other side needed a huge renovation anyways. So when he moved out, I renovated it and I rented it out. It's
so funny because I wrote down notes for myself quite a bit just so that I keep myself like mentally shaped and formed, so I won't go all over the place. But by the book or by my note, I know for a fact that everything's going to be okay. Everything is going to get in line. But I think it's just like the mentality of accepting it and just be patient. It just apparently it is something very challenging for me currently. So I think more than just managing the property, trying to market it, it's just dealing with my mental state of telling myself that, or just like setting up like an expectation for myself mentally. It's a challenge. Yeah. But I think I can do it eventually. Well, I think I can do it. I'm like way better than I used to right now. So I'm still freaking out.
Oh, I still freak out too. Like I lose my hair over this.
Oh God. You look great even without your hair. So you look great. You look amazing. I love your vibe, your powerful energy. You're just so inspiring.
Oh, thank you.
I guess, well, I think I have another question. Just curious, if you were starting all over again, what would you do differently with your midterm rental business?
Well, they say hindsight's 20/20. And, you know, furnishing a midterm rental or even a short-term rental is super expensive, right? We're talking 13 to 15,000, maybe even
Yeah.
more out of pocket to get it up and running. And I would say in my earlier properties, I probably cheaped out on the mattresses, right? Not gross mattresses. I would buy like new mattresses, but they were like more box springy, like better, less quality, and maybe, you know, those mattress outlets or whatever, I would buy those.
Yeah.
Now I'm so, maybe because I'm getting older, I'm so obsessed with my sleep experience that I've decided to invest in really nice brands of mattresses. And luckily, and you've met her, we have this woman in our Austin area who actually buys return mattresses, not slept on mattresses, but undeliverables and whatnot.
Yeah.
And she gives our SARE group a really great deal on mattresses. So I now furnish properties with $2,500 mattresses that I get at a great discount. Right. So I wish I would have spent more money on the mattresses. I wish I don't know. I guess really just mattresses, and I wish I had a house manager sooner, because then I could focus on the marketing aspect, and someone else can, you know, deal with the contractors if there's a problem that comes up, or a broken window, or missing garage, a broken garage door, whatever it is. I really am enjoying having a house manager right now.
Okay, I see. How do you plan, I guess, to scale from this midterm rental? Is it going to be through your hosting domain?
Yeah. So originally I was thinking the hosting domain would just be for me, but like, who's going to come on my domain and just shop for 7 properties, right? And then I thought about, like, well, do I really want other people competing with me? Well, the truth is that I only really have 2 bedrooms and 2 baths and 1 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and they're all in North Austin. But I don't have any properties in South Austin, nor do I want any in South Austin, because I don't want to travel that far. And I don't have any big houses in, you know, Lakeway or Terrytown or all those high-end places where the money sits in Austin. And those guys will probably pay, you know, $15,000, $20,000 a month on a furnished rental while they're renovating their $6 million house. Right. So I would love to partner and collaborate with other people to market on my website, and then, you know, be the easy place to find a furnished rental in Austin.
Yeah, absolutely. Airbnb, watch out.
Well, I'm not even competing against Airbnb. I'm a totally different market. Right.
Right.
Airbnb is for vacationers, people that are looking to, you know, have fun and party and stuff like that. Ours, we're just trying to provide a beautiful, comfortable home where you get all the things that you would expect at home.
Sounds like you're trying to aim for like professional who are, you know, traveling.
Yeah. I recently upgraded all my properties to ultra high speed internet, considering all the people that, you know, work from home, or they're, you know, digital creators and digital nomads and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, my properties all have speeds up to 500 megabytes per second. And people are like, whoa, that's crazy. But you know what? It's like a $20 premium. Why not?
Yeah. I did got someone who was a digital nomad, and the reason why they stay at my place, oh, you got like high speed internet.
Yeah.
Because we had got fiber, so there's like, oh, okay. I've never known that people were specifically looking for you know, high speed internet, and I actually don't know if Airbnb has a way for you to filter that. So they basically have to go through each property and check.
That's possible. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what she told me.
But again, like, that's branding some of the properties, right? If you want to bring on your property into my website, you could be a regular corporate rental, or you can be a Hestia rental. With a Hestia rental, you're guaranteed these things, right? Including ultra high speed internet. So you don't even have to filter for it. You just filter for Hestia. And for record, Hestia is the goddess of hospitality, hearth, and home.
Great name.
Yeah.
I love that so much. I'm sorry, I'm going to interject in here because I just love so much of that, because there's so much of that, like your tech background, and, you know, like my business background is like kind of like, oh my gosh, it's definitely coming back, you know, when you're talking about, you know, customer centricity being, you know, at the center of your business model and how you're bringing that into your own brand. Like you created your own brand with it. You're like, screw working within the Airbnb parameters. This is not big enough for me to fit the shoe that I'm trying to create for myself. And you're like, you put in your own domain, you found you know, like you found the parts to make it work, you're investing into it, and people will know it because you know you're sticking to it and you have the background to know what it like and to commit it. You're like, I'm committed. The Hestia is like everyone will know it, and they will know luxury mattresses, pet friendly, amazing designs. And I love that so much. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to do this.
I even have my own Hestia shampoo.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
I saw that on your post.
Yeah, I branded my shampoo. I mean, I buy bulk shampoo and I brand them into my own containers with the sticker on it. I mean, how often are you conditioning your hair? Not me, but your hair, and reading the labels to kill time, right? So I branded my bottles to show that you can book direct when you, even if you book during Airbnb with an Airbnb or whatever. So the corporate rentals website is there.
Maybe this is a question for me, but it's like, how can I do this as an out-of-state Airbnb? That seems like so much of like you're, you know, putting the you know, the proverbial rose leaf on each bed, you know, like how do you kind of do this when you're like, I mean, many of us are also remote Airbnb investors or short-term.
I think it all comes down to having a great staff, right? So my cleaners, I pay them really well. I give them, you know, but that's because if I run out of inventory or whatever it is, I'll say, I need you to go to the store and take care of it for me. I don't have time. So run to the store, go grab it. I'll pay you for your time and I'll reimburse you for your receipt, because my time is worth more than dropping everything I'm doing to go and pick up paper towels or toilet paper or dish soap or whatever it is, drop it off and go back and restart and reframe my mind to do what I was doing, right? So I think it's really a matter of having a flexible team behind you and also someone that's interested in being a hospitality partner, right? Like my cleaner, Zoila, I love her because she will do all these like fans with the towels and with the toilet paper. She'll do a little stamp. She's even created flowers. You know, she does really cute things to make it really feel like a hotel experience.
I love it. I love it so much. Yeah, and
That's
I think
awesome.
like, go ahead.
Sorry. Oh yeah, I had a question for Vivian too. I know we're supposed to have like the LILs kind of run the questions, but I love as we're going through it, Anita and I are like, hey, we want to be your LILs too, Vivian. So
I'm so flattered.
So my question is your corporate rental business. So I know a lot of your properties are in Austin right now, but do you have any plans to partner with out of state corporate rental operators? So that way, you know, we have a influx of like people. Yeah, these are people picking up and like going to different places. So maybe using you as the hub for all 50 states eventually as a growth trajectory. Is that in the cards?
I've thought about that, but I'm like, do I want to work that hard? Because I really like to have fun.
Well, if you need anyone in New York or the Bay Area, Anita and I are happy to raise our hands and be partners.
You know, I kind of tout myself as a lazy investor. I call myself a little bit of a lazy investor because, like, when I buy a property and I decide whether, like, again, my box, right? Like, do I keep it or do I not keep it? If I have to travel more than 15 minutes to change a toilet, I'm not keeping it. Right. So my buy box is really close to home because I'm that lazy. My time is money. Right. So
I love lazy.
I love lazy, and I think because it's so valuable because not many people value time as a commodity, right?
Yeah.
Non-lazy investors, they only look at the bottom line. No, time is the only asset you can never get back.
Correct.
No matter how much money.
Absolutely.
I love work smarter, not harder. That's my mantra, and it seems like a lazy, but I feel like the smartest people are the laziest people also because they find the easiest way to do something so complicated, right? So I love that. And I love your business line and how it's kind of evolved and you've learned through trial and error that your operations is so clean, right? It's so clean and it's also elevated and luxurious, which is very hard for a lot of people to do. So that's why I was like, you know, if you wanted to expand, maybe it's almost like a franchise a little bit where you have this signature like way of doing this Hestia brand. And in order for other people to like get on board and be a part of your network, they have to elevate themselves to meet your standards because you have the playbook already and it works and it's smart. So,
well, I'm still developing it. Let's say it that way. It's, you know, but I'm working through the creases. Yeah.
Love it.
Well,
I'm just so excited because I'm in Austin and I can't wait to try it out.
Yeah, we should talk more about that. You could be my guinea pig.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm down for it.
thank you so much.
I'm picking out all the tenants at the end of the year so I can do the entire house again. I'm so done with renting by the room. I am so sorry.
Hey, you know what though? You have to figure out what your trial what your box is, right? You have to set your boundaries, but it takes time to learn what those boundaries are. And you're young, so your boundaries can stretch farther than mine. But I'm an old lady, and you know, I'm 43. I got kids. I got things to do, right? I don't have time for that, but maybe you do.
Yeah, I think I'm taking like a lot of risk with my time right now. I feel like I could have saved it with just having one tenant. Now I have 3.
Right.
So it's like triple the headache. Well,
but you're probably like me,
yet.
right? You're probably like me where you kind of have to, you're a hands-on learner.
Yeah.
Right?
Probably.
Now you know.
I want to add, I love that time management aspect of it. By the way, Vivian, 43 is not old, okay? But I love that you're basically, not to age ourselves, but you're like one generation ahead of us, right? And I love that, you know, you're a mom and, you know, Anita and I and she were like we're in the phase where, you know, we're getting married, we're thinking about starting a family. So it's very inspirational to see someone who has all those additional responsibilities going on that really has that need to clean up the business line because you want a balanced work-life balance, right? And that's something that a lot of women, they have to answer that conversation. It's kind of an annoying conversation too because they don't ask men that. And this is like a SARE Ladies podcast, but I just find it so inspirational and so smart that you're able to kind of create this business line, also be a mom and be like, I'm also protecting my time as well. So that's kind of it is a boss move. And I just want to shout out there.
I want to shout out to you guys because if you guys are a younger generation or a whole generation behind me, if I knew if I pursued real estate at your age, I'd be in a totally different place right now. Right? Like, so I kudos to you guys for being interested in real estate, knowing what foundation, like what the power of real estate can do. Like my parents were investors, right? But they were bankers. They just bought properties and rented them out long term. So they were really basic investors. But now that they're in their 70s and their 80s, I can see what the power of real estate has done for them. And I wish I started earlier. I wish I started at your age, but I really didn't. Like I started in 2004 when I was 24 years old, but I took a huge break from it. I wanted to play and travel and not care about that kind of stuff. But I really, really dug deep again back in 2017. And, you know, it's really changed my momentum in life. And it gave me an out when I felt trapped in my job when I wasn't happy. So I always encourage a side hustle, learn something new because, you know, you guys probably don't know, I lost all my hair from stress, right? I'm not sick. I don't have cancer. I don't have any of that. I'm very fortunate to be very, very healthy. But when I got so stressed out and my hair just kept falling out and I don't even shave it. This is like how I wake up every day. That I'm so glad that I was able to turn to something else that was already making me some money on the side.
It's incredible. And yeah, I think, I mean, this whole podcast, this whole you know, initiative that Tiffany and I are doing, you know, really is dedicated to that, to getting more women to start earlier, to see what real estate can do for you. And if you get started first, the rewards will be so amazing because it'll give you the power to, you know, release those shackles of corporate America or, you know, like whatever you're tasting to do, support your family, support your immigrant family. You know, we had women here that were like, you know, both her parents were janitors and now she, you know, owns like multifamily. Like, she's like, forget about that. That was a past life. You know, we have our own agency now because of the power that, real estate has given to us. And so I'm going to wrap it up. That's all right with Tiffany. And thank you so much. And thank you so much for such an amazing chat. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to post this. And, if you want to be, involved in real estate and be, and meet people in this amazing network, we have a field trip going out to Dallas. So we're going to be in Dallas.
Oh.
Yeah, we just announced it, but by the time this podcast comes out, it's going to be well announced. But we're going to be around on the 11th, the weekend of 11th of November. We're going to be in Dallas. We're going to be educating women out there. We're going to be bringing in show them deals, multifamily, single families, investors of all kinds. If you're just getting started, if you're seasoned, if you're a multifamily syndicator, we want you to come out because it's going to be real fun, because it's going to be our first field trip where it's for women, but not limited to women. So if you still want to come and you want to bring, your partners or whatever, everyone is welcome. But this is a for women thing. I know. Maybe shaking her head.
Like shaking her head. Like,
my own time. Do
Yeah.
you realize we've been in a pandemic for 2.5 years?
Well, you can hang with us. If you can hang with the girl, you're welcome. If not, so the link is going to be in the show notes. And as well, we have our, our newsletter. So if you haven't heard about that, we will be having that. And so if you want to sign up and hear about all of our amazing podcast field trips and everything that we have that are supporting women in real estate, get on our newsletter now. All right. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thanks
for having us.
Thank you, She.
Hey Pod Squatters, we hope you enjoyed today's episode of SARE Ladies, thanks to the support from our following sponsor. Do you have ambitious goals that you're committed to but feel stuck or stopped when trying to achieve them? Ganga Tarwadi from the SARE Ladies panel at SARECon has 16 years of performance coaching experience and is an expert at helping people overcome procrastination, eliminate negative emotions, and break through limiting beliefs to attract teams, lead communities, and build wealth. Ganga's highly customized personal coaching sessions are normally $2,500 for 5 sessions. However, for a short time, Ganga is offering them for half price at $1,250 and including a 6th bonus session to help you get your breakthrough. Use promo code SAREladies100 for an additional $100 discount at checkout. Sign up at infiniteperform.com/breakthrough. Thanks for hanging with the SARE Ladies. Until next time.